Welcome back. We're here with Brandon again. Today he's going to discuss how soon you can close on your home once your loan goes through underwriting. So can you explain that to us? I feel like a lot of people don't understand the process on the back end. So what does it start with? Your loan goes to underwriting, and then what happens?
Yeah, so your loan goes through underwriting. Usually it's a 24 to 48 hour period to have it underwritten by the underwriter. And then it comes back to us. We typically will get a conditional approval is what they call it. And that means that your loan's approved. There's usually a couple more things that we need to get, whether it be a current pay stub, most recent bank statement, something usually pretty simple that we just need to finalize and get. But once we get that approval, we can send the initial closing disclosures out, which once you e-sign those, starts a minimum 3-day waiting period before you can actually go into title and sign the final closing disclosures.
So a lot of people call it like a cooling off period. Can you kind of explain what the purpose of that 3-day waiting period or the cooling off period is?
Yeah, so basically it's a guideline that we have to follow in the mortgage business that really just allows us to, like I said, once we get that conditional approval, allows us to get anything else we need, kind of get the final numbers all tidied up for you. For the title company, we need to balance with title to make sure we have all the numbers right, and then we get final documents sent over to them so they can print those and be ready for you when you go into the title company to sign. And then another thing that you may be questioning is, well, if I sign on a Tuesday, can I fund and record, or can I take ownership of the home the same day? Exactly. Do you guys get that question a lot?
Yeah, because Utah's not a table fund state, so what does that mean for them if they sign in the morning?
So if you sign in the morning, we can actually fund and record the same day. So you can take ownership the same day if we get the closing done early enough.
Yeah.
So, which is, we do that quite often, and it's been a big benefit for a lot of borrowers.
A lot of people though will sign after work, which means they can't fund and record until the next morning. So you'll usually get your keys the next day though, but you don't have to wait too long for that.
Yeah.
So after they get the initial closing disclosure, they do that signature, they have their cooling off period, then you said you send the final documents to title. What does that look like? Is that when they get that clear to close from underwriting? That means they've got everything done?
Yeah, so you'll probably hear from us once we get that conditional approval from underwriting, that initial underwrite. We'll usually ask for, like I said, a couple more items, usually pretty simple. We'll resubmit back to the underwriter, and that's usually a pretty quick turnaround, usually within a day, 24 hours. Yeah. And then once we get our final clear to close is when we can get our final
then
CD.
You can send the stuff to title.
The final closing disclosures over to title, and then, like I said, during that time we just balance with them, make sure all the numbers are right, go over numbers with you as a borrower to make sure that everything looks correct and all the credits are applied where they need to be. And so, yeah, that's kind of what happens during that 3-day period between initial closing disclosures and final.
So you feel like you've done everything and signed it once you sign that initial CD, but I feel like they don't understand what happens in the background of everything that we're all still doing, because we get sent those CDs and the final docs too to look over and make sure everything's correct as well. So there's lots of eyes on it to make sure everything on their loan's going perfect.
Yep, that's exactly it.
All right, well, thanks for coming back again, explaining that a little bit. I feel like we've gotten a lot of questions before on that cooling off period, especially people don't understand that end process of their loan and kind of what it looks like. So thanks for stopping by again.
You're welcome.
If you have any more questions for Brandon about this or anything else, let us know in the comments. If not, we will have him back again.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate you guys.
See ya.